For minivan lovers and minivan shoppers, it may seem like bad news that the segment is shrinking, but trust me, there is a silver lining to this gray cloud, and that's that, as the saying goes, the cream rises to the top. And nowhere might that be more true than with the Toyota Sienna. Updated for 2015, the Sienna delivers everything you'd expect from a Toyota, namely safety, utility, and of course, reliability. But the Sienna has also made a name for itself with really luxurious interior and dramatic exterior design, earning it the self-proclaimed title of the Swagger Wagon. Traditionally, minivans were bought out of necessity, not desire, but I'd argue that Toyota is really trying to change that. And after all, when you're pretty much spending the same amount as you would on a luxury sedan, shouldn't you want to buy one and then want to be seen in it? To help make it even more attractive, the 2015 Sienna gets a new taillight design on all trims but the SE. There's a new headlight design on SE and limited models with huge LED daytime running light strips, and there are unique grills now for each trim level. But the real changes come on the interior here. There's a lot of new upgrades, nice metallic trim bits throughout the cabin, and the top of the dash is now actually coated in a soft touch material, as well as the passenger side glove box there. And I think one of the best features is some of the new interior colors, like this spectacular chestnut brown leather in this limited model. All models now get 3-zone climate control, plus those controls are actually 3 inches closer to the reach of the driver. There's a new driver information screen between the gauges, plus every single Sienna gets either a 6.1 or 7-inch screen in the center stack with the Entune app suite. And I have to say, this 7-inch unit on the limited trim looks really sleek and modern. Limited trim models also for the first time get a heated steering wheel, but if you ask me, that's a feature that should really be available on every model Sienna. I mean, if you live in a colder climate and you've had to try and put your kids into a car seat, you'll know that you can't do it with gloves on, and that heated steering wheel would be a welcome addition. With added sound deadening throughout the car, it's now a quieter ride than ever. But if that's still not enough, well, Toyota has an ingenious new feature called Driver Easy Speak. There's this button right here on the display screen, and when you press it, it actually amplifies the driver's voice so you can hear it a whole lot easier in the third row. You know, it sounds like a gimmick, but it actually really works. On top of all that, the Sienna easily has the best second row seating of any minivan, and the third row seats are also the easiest to flip up and down. So how does it drive? Well, the engine and transmission are completely unchanged, so it's the same fuel economy and the same horsepower. They've made 142 new spot welds to the chassis, and that, combined with updated spring and shock settings, mean that it handles a lot less like a land yacht. I really didn't think that those small changes would make any difference in the way it actually feels, but I'm pleasantly surprised. The ride itself is still a bit floatier than, say, a Honda Odyssey, but there's a real argument to be made for that. I mean, if your kids have fallen asleep in the back seat, you'll want as calm and smooth a ride as possible, and this thing just eats up the highway miles. One of the single most important factors when reviewing a minivan like this is safety, and I am pleased to announce that Toyota's made a pretty long list of upgrades to the safety features of this car. There's now standard blind spot monitoring and a standard backup camera on all models, plus higher trims get rear cross-traffic alert. And with a new front passenger seat cushion airbag, there are now 8 airbags standard, the most in the segment. With all the luxury goodies that modern minivans have, I'm surprised that none have offered a radar-based cruise control system. Well, the Sienna finally gets that. And if you do opt for that system, you also get a new pre-collision warning system that will warn you if you're about to have an accident with another car, and better yet, will actually apply the brakes to either shed speed or stop the vehicle completely. Automakers don't normally do big fancy product launches like this for mid-cycle refreshes, but Toyota claims the Sienna has so many new items to it that it's worth it. Am I convinced? Well, not really, but heck, it's their money. So when it comes to your money, am I convinced that the Sienna is the best minivan in the segment? Well, I hate to cop out here, but really without a head-to-head comparison with the Honda Odyssey, it really is hard to tell. I can say this much, however, it is certainly the most luxurious and the best looking minivan in the segment, and it obviously has the most swagger.